Starfield is coming to PlayStation 5. Usually I like to do a big dramatic intro, but honestly, this just is something that's so monumental, people are completely freaking out. The biggest Xbox exclusive of the last half decade is now coming to Sony, and people seem to be downright pissed because this isn't the only one. Apparently, Hi-Fi Rush is coming over, Sea of Thieves is coming over, pretty much everything that Microsoft is putting out is coming to PlayStation, and people are kind of wondering, okay, is Xbox dead? Let's discuss. Hi, I'm DreamcastGuy. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. So I actually have to go to a freaking wedding here in about 7 minutes. So let's get directly into this. And if you want to see me in a suit, go follow me on Instagram. I'm sure I'm going to post some stories. But here we go. Xbox Era says Microsoft is planning to release Starfield on the PlayStation 5. Microsoft has said they're planning to launch it on the PlayStation 5 after the release of the first expansion on Xbox and PC. And of course, everybody has been sending this to me like crazy, saying DreamcastGuy is about to be upping that score. Now, famously, I did not like Starfield. I still just don't care for it. I don't think it's a particularly bad game. It's just kind of forgettable. I put a lot of hours into it. I beat it. I did some side quests. Not my cup of tea. But I'm fascinated by this because it's showing the fact that the strategy is actually beginning to shift. Microsoft doesn't care about selling systems. They care about selling games. They care about selling subscriptions to Xbox Game Pass. So here it is. It's bizarre because really all the major Xbox first-party games that are getting played the most, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, are now coming to rival platforms, which means a lot of people are straight up, actually downright mad. I know people want to comment on the elephant in the room. I've already said everything I want to at this point. I'm much more concerned of a breach of trust and credibility with Xbox fans rather than any potential strategy shift. I'll let it play out first. So this is actually a reference to the fact that Phil Spencer on record multiple times has been like, Xbox is our priority. We want to have Xbox games come to Xbox. We don't care about if it comes to other systems at some point. It's all about Xbox first. Or a lot of times it's made it sound like Phil Spencer has implied that the first party games are going to stay first party. They're going to stay on Xbox systems or Xbox PC. And now, clearly, Phil Spencer is 100% going back on that. People are actually quoting it. Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. Xbox doesn't need to compete with PlayStation because Phil said so. PC equals Xbox. 2024. RIP Xbox because PlayStation could cut Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves. What happened to holding the line? A lot of people seem to be basically saying that this is going to fundamentally be the death of Xbox or the beginning of the death spiral. People are talking about this, and I'm not certain why people are just having so much animosity. Perhaps it's because I've been a mainline PC gamer, but if people are going to buy Xbox games on Switch and PlayStation, what's the problem? I think we can agree the fact that the Xbox brand, as we currently look at it, is definitely dead. Now, that's a very dramatic word, but I mean that back in the day of the Xbox 360 or the original Xbox, having this controller meant something. You know what I mean? It meant you were playing Halo. It meant you were doing ranked matches in Gears of War. It meant you were playing games like Blue Dragon or Cameo. Like, there were RPGs, there was big games, there was stuff that came to the Xbox that you bought in Xbox to play. But if they're going to lose everything, if they're going to lose their biggest exclusives, if they're going to lose their money makers, clearly the tactic has changed to sell people the games where they're buying the games. Now, Jez Corden seems to be the most, honestly, put off by this. He is a huge Xbox writer. I really respect Jez, but obviously he's Team Microsoft. He writes for Windows Central. He is a guy who not only has made a lot of famous leaks, but he's the guy who talks about tactics. What exactly is Microsoft's Xbox strategy at this point? Alienate, this is such a dramatic point by point here. alienate fans by making them worry about the future health of their platform and their purchased games, create a meme that Xbox has no exclusive games, pushing wider audience away, be confused about why everyone thinks this is a bad idea, pivot when it's too late. This does seem to be the Xbox strategy, which is just throw it out there and hope it becomes cash down the road. Microsoft has been spending hundreds of billions of dollars on acquisitions, buying Activision Blizzard, buying obviously Bethesda, getting Doom. They have made a bunch of check writing bonus points. They've gotten a lot of people in their cabal that are extremely skilled, extremely tenured, and definitely know what it takes to make a great game. But if those games aren't coming only to Xbox, what does that mean for Xbox? Is that actually going to get people excited? Here's something I said about 10 years ago that I feel like is still extremely true. There are two parts to gaming. There's playing the game and there's being excited for the game to come out. There's trailers, there's hype, there's previews, there's wearing shirts, there's that constant hype for something you're about to be playing next. PlayStation has mastered that. They have gotten people excited for Spider-Man before there's a demo. I think Nintendo's done this as well. I mean, there was a freaking logo saying the sequel to the Breath of the Wild, and people were excited for Tears of the Kingdom before Tears of the Kingdom even had an actual name. When's the last time you saw people going just completely ballistic for an Xbox game? Like, think about that. I'm not even trying to bag on it. I'm not saying that Xbox games suck. I am not really a fan of Starfield, but we have to admit that, think about it, nobody's talking about that game. Nobody was excited about that game. Nobody's making videos about, hey, here's some data mines about the DLC. Nobody's talking about it at all. Think about what happened. Starfield is a game that should have had a worldwide thunderclap if it was as good as they probably hoped, and it's just gone. It's a wet fart in the wind that's already evaporated. People have moved on. At this point, I don't even think it's going to sell on PlayStation that well, but it's clearly showing that I think Microsoft realizes, hey, maybe if we put out our games everywhere, we'll get more people to subscribe to Game Pass. Maybe we can find a way to contractually get Game Pass on PlayStation 5 or Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch in some form, which I don't think is a bad strategy, but definitely something that nobody has attempted before. But what do you guys think about this? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep dreaming. If this video somehow gets 5,000 likes, I will review Starfield on the PlayStation 5 whenever it eventually comes out. Probably won't be for a bit, and I guess it's after the DLC, so it'll be a very different package, but do that. Okay, I gotta go to a wedding. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.